we're going to work on packet tracer simple routing. Not going to be much in here except for packet tracer simple routing. So we're already on network devices. We already have a router. So we're going to pick, I don't know why I picked the one I picked, but I did, 2911. There it is. I think it probably had to do with the ports and stuff we need. So there's our router. We're going to have two legs of our network, so we need a switch. We're going to do 2960, which is actually the same switch as one of the ones on my little pretend network rack back there. And we need a couple computers. Normally you wouldn't have just two computers, but we just need two to show how routing goes from here, hits the router says, oh, that computer is over there. Now, we need to connect things up. Are we ready to connect things up? Okay. We need our copper straight through. So between here, the PC, we connect with the Ethernet because this is a wired network, which is a typical business. And we go up here. It does not matter for a switch which one we plug into. We could pick any one of these. Doesn't matter. I'm going to pick 14. Doesn't matter. It could be any one of them. With the router, it does make a difference because one of the ports is going to connect to one network. The other port's going to connect to the other network. So we do have to pay attention to that one. So here's our copper straight through. We're going to click on the switch. Come on, Mr. Switch. Come on. There we go. This doesn't matter where you plug the router in. This does matter, just like when we were working with those little router things the other day with the wireless, it matters. So if we click on the router, we have gigabit 0, 0, 0, and 0, 1. Well, in my documentation, this is the leg that connects up to 0, 1. So this network is separate from this network. And the router's in the middle, sending packets that belong over to here, and vice versa. All right, so we need to connect up these guys too. Copper straight through, connect up to the router. This is the 0 side. And then from this point on, it doesn't matter because there's no routing that goes on a switch. We just have to connect it up to any port and we're good. And there we are. Everybody's happy. Now the router is not going to send information from one network to the other until we set up the router and tell it where everybody lives. So we have to click on Mr. 2911 router first. And I got that right in my way. I can't see it. There we go. We're going to go to config. And notice right here, there's our two ports. This is our port that's on the left. So this router is going to be this network. And typically routers are they start with the first available number. Not always, but most of the, quite often they do. And we're doing a Class C subnet, and that's all we need. We don't have a gateway for this router. We're just a little routed network with nowhere else to go. Oh, Christy, very nice haircut.
Oh,
or a do or something.
I need to fix it. I got it cut really short, and she styled it kind of weird.
Oh,
I need to wash
well,
it.
I thought it made you look, makes you look much younger.
Oh, really?
Not that you looked old before. It makes you look fresher, maybe. I just didn't look over there closely until now. All right, sorry. Anybody listening to this video, you can't see her, so you don't know how cute she is, even though she doesn't think so. Right? All right, so this one is going to be, what did I put in there? 10, that one. 192.168.10.1. We're not designating a network here with this number. We are designating a network with this part. This is the part that tells us what network we're on. So this is the part that the router uses to determine, is this on my network or not? And we have a .10 network and a .1 network. They have to be different. To route from one network to the next, they have to be different numbers. This can be 1 to 254. We just typically use 1 for a router, just out of convention. All right, so it's still not going to work, is it? You're saying, well, what about the computers? Well, we don't have a DHCP server, so how do we assign the addresses to our computers? The addresses are either dynamic or they're static. Thank you, Alan. So we don't have a DHCP server, so we just set these up as static. You don't typically set up computers as static, but I did say simple routed network. Fast Ethernet 0. No, I guess you do this here, don't you? Well, what am I doing? Oh, I've always thought this is weird. Oh, here we go, desktop. That's probably in my direction. Yeah, IP configuration, sorry. Okay, so this one is on the .0 network, which is 192.168.1. What is one? We cannot use 1 because it's already been used, so I just picked 10. As long as I pick something from 2 to 254, any of those numbers are valid. But this part has to match my router. Otherwise, I can't get out of my network. I can't communicate with it. So this part has to match. Everybody on this network has to have this part. That designates the network. The next part designates the host address. So the default gateway is our little router, and that's its address. That's where we send packets. If we're sending a packet to a IP address that does not match this, the only decision your computer makes is, does it match or not? The or not case, it sends to the default gateway. That's all there is. Do the same thing with the other PC. I mean, routing is more complicated than that, but really it's not. And here we do the other address, 192.168.10.10.255 and 10.1. Now, there we go. We should have everybody happy and being able to communicate, we hope. Because now we're going to do some pinging. It should turn all green here in a moment. But let's start from here and see if we can ping the router. We have a command prompt. We can do ipconfig to make sure our stuff is set right. ipconfig is our friend. And yes, we're on the right network, subnet mask, default gateway. We're not doing any DNS resolution, so we have nothing in there. Config. Well, I can't get to it. Good grief, there we go. Sorry, desktop. Close. Oh, no, I'm in the command prompt. That's where I want to be, sorry. Okay, so more, yep. So I'm going to ping my router. Do I have connectivity to my router? What do you suppose? Oh, maybe I don't. It's always a delay in this simulation, and quite often it'll time out the first time, but then after that it should be fine unless I've typed something wrong. But I haven't, have I? That's what it's supposed to be. Well, where do you suppose the problem is? I am guessing I configured something wrongly. Well, actually that's right, isn't it? 10.1, maybe I have the cables connected wrong. Is but they can't tell by clicking on it what's connected. So if you ever run into this situation where you're not sure what's going on, pick up your little guy over here, and then you can delete things. And then I'm going to reconnect. Is yours working? No? You don't know if it's working? Mine's not working. Don't care. Do care. Should be this one, 01. I'm sure that's what I did. Yeah, maybe not. Don't care. And 0. Yeah, that should work. Huh. All right, ping. Wow. That's weird.
What's your policy with
Huh. All right, 10.10. Maybe I have to close, sometimes you have to close Packet Tracer and open it up again. Yeah, I got nothing. How about you guys? Anything?
I'm still trying to catch up.
Okay. Christy, anything? No? Yes? Eliza? Okay, well, I'm gonna pause my recording because I should have. Well, it took me 5 minutes to figure it out, and it was in the directions, I'm sure. I was just kind of scanning the directions to keep on track. By default, Cisco routers do not have their interfaces enabled. That's a security thing, meaning if you aren't using it, you don't turn it on. You have to turn it on. Now that one's enabled. Now this one's enabled, and yes, it is in the directions, but somebody was just talking and not paying attention to the directions. Now it'll work. And let me find out if it's going to work. Phew. No, it's not going to work. Come on, don't make me a liar. Apparently it is. When I turned the router on, it just took a while for it to wake up. So now I can ping the other side of the router, I can ping this side of the router, I can ping the other computer. Everybody's happy. There. All right, press enter. There we go. So I can ping the other computer. Maybe. Sometimes it takes a moment to wake up. Yep, this is normal. Sometimes it takes a moment to wake up so I can ping everybody, including my gateway. There are no restrictions on this network, other than the part where I didn't pay attention to the directions. So yes, we are successful. We can go from here to this side of the router, the other side, over to here. We can go from here, each side of the router, over to here. Ta-da! If the network address doesn't match, we go to the router. It's our default gateway. If the router doesn't know what to do with it, then what happens? If we ping, come on, buddy. If we ping google.com, well, we're just going to get a nothing. Or we ping 10.0.1.1, which is in my network. Destination host unreachable. Because our router does not know where to go with it, it does not have a default gateway. All right.